there, Taurus. Welcome to your June 2022 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. An additional card. Oh, good. That's a good money card. Okay. It's funny because I have Taurus rising. I can kind of see some of the synchronicity of these cards. The heart of the matter is the High Priestess, and this is a card of really tuning into your intuition. It's not easy, when you're an earth sign to do that because you're more geared to things that are of a tangible nature, anything that is kind of like in the spiritual dimension. You might be a religious or spiritual person, but you still put a lot of stock in quote-unquote proof. If you can see it, smell it, taste it, hear it, or what's the last one? Smell it? I don't know. But the five senses. But this transcends that of knowing that something is not right or that you have to do a certain thing. And also another thing too is I think about for the past position, this can even be to me like the type of work that you're doing, if you've been doing something with teaching or something, this can even be a lawyer type of a thing. Any kind of intellectual professions that really are not, you're not really resonating with that at the moment. And but this is new territory for you. There could be the conflict that comes about with that. Also, if this is relationship related, the Knight of Swords might be somebody that is very unstable, like very chaotic in terms of how they're living life. They're not commitment oriented. This somebody could be of the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or maybe even fire signs, Aries, Sag, or Leo. And they're doing their thing, and you feel this sense that maybe they're even cheating on you. You don't know, but you just feel this sense that they're not, maybe they say they're going to commit, but they're not. Maybe it has nothing to do with cheating, but you just want to nail them down and get them, to see things your way. When I say nail it down, you want to have, you want to possess them like the Taurus that you are. The higher message is the Five of Pentacles. This is a card of poverty consciousness. Now in relationships, this can mean that lack consciousness can mean that the person is always worried or insecure. When they are in a relationship, they're worried that the other person is going to cheat or going to abandon them. When they are single, they are looking for a relationship. They can't just be single on their own without a relationship. They feel like they have to be in a relationship, and they may not be that choosy because they feel like, well, this is the best I can do. So that poverty consciousness can extend to the attitude a person has about their prospects. They used to call it prospects. What are your prospects? And that can lead to limited thinking, narrow thinking, and fear-based thinking. So just keep that in mind. Whatever this involves, Yeah, it could involve something financial or even your own business. We have here the Seven of Pentacles, but it's in the challenge position. You may be impatient about seeing something, seeing the fruits of your labor actually come about. Maybe it's not coming quick enough for you. If you're a Taurus and you have Mars in Aries, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because that could be a sign of great impatience. But you have to realize that if you are on the right path, things will gel, but they may not gel on your timetable. It may take longer than you think. Now, usually Taurus people are very patient. And that's the funny thing about it, because some that's when you're just talking about the sign itself. But when you get involved with the other planetary influences, as well as the aspects, it's going to change things for certain people, and they're not going to come across as the typical Taurus person. They're going to seem more like an Aries, or they're going to seem more like a Gemini. And those two signs may have a tendency to throw in the towel way too soon, simply because they're bored with it. Okay, this obviously isn't working. It hasn't manifested in the last 10 minutes, so it must be a complete dud. It must be something that isn't going to work out. And of course, that could be incredibly premature. But will the person even know it? Probably not, because they are so invested in their premature timeline. Okay. Where do I want to go with this? What's coming in? Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. See, this is great. This is getting what you want, Taurus. And I'm trying to think astrologically about how this is playing out. Even, it's interesting, because in my chart, like I said, I have Taurus rising. I'm a late degree Taurus. And even with with Jupiter going into Aries, it's still in my 11th house, which is a house of hopes and wishes. To me, that goes along very nicely with this thing. And this is actually Jupiter in Pisces, so there you go. But that kind of thing, can show that you can have the Sun or Taurus rising and still have Jupiter in that 11th house, even when it goes into Aries. Okay. And so Jupiter in the 11th house to me is totally about wish fulfillment, getting what you want, and being happy with that, being satisfied. This is not just about, sometimes the Nine of Cups is confusing to me, because it is the water element. So it is about emotions, but it does seem like it has this connection to material benefits, and I'm like, okay, so how does this all work? And I think it's because it's the number 9 connects with Jupiter, and that can be anything financial. But it's something, sometimes you can have a material possession, you can get something materially, and it doesn't really satisfy you. So it has to be something important, and I think that's what a long-range goal represents with the 11th house. That's just, one interpretation, but something good on the horizon. And the outcome is the Seven of Cups. So it's kind of like, how they say when it rains, it pours. When your blessings come, they may come quite, you might get a lot of offers, Maybe you have this dream job offer, but you have some other offers too. You have to be discerning because the Seven of Cups can be all that glitters isn't gold. And it's funny because I have here my Fool's Gold, which is supposed to be, have healing properties itself. What was it called? Something pyrite? Ferrous pyrite? I don't know. I think ferrous is iron, actually. But anyway, there can also be muddled thinking. So that means that if you have something good happen to you, Taurus, don't get like so blindsided by this good stroke of fortune that you let your guard down, that you do something foolish. Like, for instance, if you get like some money or maybe a lot of money, be like very discerning about how you spend it. I think about those lottery winners who just blow their money. And sometimes it's like great sums of money and you're like, how did they spend all that money without having anything left to rely upon or to show for it, I should say. It just doesn't even, compute, but I guess it can happen. So keep your head on your shoulders. You may have, it's like being at a buffet and you're like, okay, what can I have first? And it's like feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to get. So I picked a clarification card. We have the Three of Pentacles. This is the Architect's card. And with Pentacles, it can be, money, very good with money, laying down those financial foundations and still having a good time while you're at it. The number 3 is associated with that, with having joy in your life, but also structuring these things in your life so that they can bless you for years to come. But it is a good money card, so I'm going to go with that. And you just have to be patient. Your ship does come in, I guess. Okay, that's what I have for you, Taurus. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a personal reading, I mainly do astrology readings. I say that just because some people prefer astrology and they like to watch tarot readings because they're relaxing, or maybe people like both. But I do tarot readings privately as well. You can find out more information. I have some deals when you get double readings. You can find out more information at the link below. Take care. Bye.